order the Newman City Council regular meeting, January 11th, 2022, City Council Chamber, 6 p.m., 938 Fresno Street. Notice this meeting will be held in accordance with the California Government Code Section 59453, Subdivision Apparent E, of the Ralph M. Brown Act, California Government Code Section 54950, City of Newman Resolution number 2021-59, and the Federal Americans with Disabilities Act. Given the state of emergency regarding the threat of COVID-19, this meeting will not be physically open to the public. All members of the public may participate and comment via video conferencing at https://zoom.us/j/916-75127873 with the passcode of 643888 and via teleconferencing by calling 669-900-6833, mean ID 916-7512-7873 with the passcode of 64388. Let's go and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for invocation. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our occasion for this evening will be Heavenly Father, in our heart we plan our course, but we pray that you establish our steps. I pray that we seek you for advice. Let us not make decisions based upon what we know, but let us act based upon your wisdom. Please guide us, Lord. We place this meeting in your hands. We place our hearts and our minds in your hands, so that we may make this decision for the city. Amen.
Amen. Number 4, roll call.
Councilmember Ball. Councilmember McDonald.
Here.
Councilmember Pimentel.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Candia. Mayor Graham.
Here. Was Pro Tem here? It sounded like he was.
Yeah, I see one at 605-0378, but I'm not sure if that's 100% him or not. I have to double check.
All right. Item number 5, declarations of conflicts of interest. Are there any tonight? Not seeing any. Item number 6, ceremonial matters. A, presentation, Stanislaus voter education information update. Donna Linder, County Clerk Recorder, registration of voters. Good evening, Donna.
Volume.
Your volume's down, hon. Still don't have you. You're not
Left-hand
on
corner.
You're not showing on mute, but you have no volume.
It's probably, Donna, is probably on your end if you have maybe your volume on mute.
I have everybody else. Can't hear her.
No, not yet. No.
Lower corner of your computer screen. If there's a line through it, unclick it.
Usually it'll show on the screen though.
I don't think it's a Zoom issue. I think it's probably a computer issue.
Can you guys hear me now?
There you are.
There you
It's
are.
not working.
Okay, I just took off my headset. I'm at a, what I'm here to talk to you about, a training, so I was trying not to be too loud because they're doing that in the other room. So I'm gonna try and share my screen and do a little PowerPoint for you. Maybe. Okay. Oh, there, got all kinds of good stuff. Do you see a PowerPoint now or?
We do.
Okay, there you go. So I wanted to just come and talk to the board this evening about the voter education workshops that we're doing. Our Register of Voters office, along with myself, are doing these workshops to get out and educate our voters. So the questions that we're going to talk about in these workshops are things about our office. What do we actually do? What are we there for? You know, the fact that we don't create law, that we do work 12 months out of the year. And then registering to vote. Where can you register to vote? Who's eligible to register to vote? Those types of things. And then we talk about casting your ballot, how to mark a ballot, signing the envelope, that type of thing. If it says vote for one and you vote for two, that nullifies your vote. A lot of voters don't understand that. So we also talk about that. There's been a lot of changes in law over the last couple of years and how that is affecting Stanislaus County and what we're doing in regards to those laws. And then the future of elections and your options. We talk about what we're doing in Stanislaus County to help our voters. Sorry, I got a little ahead of myself, didn't I? And then I'm just gonna do the whole thing. How about that? And then when we get your vote by mail ballot, what do we do with it? What is the process for a vote by mail ballot? And then Canvas. We talk about Canvas. We have 30 days to complete it. What is it? What are we doing in our office that takes 30 days? And then the security features that we put in for elections in Stanislaus County with all the changes in law and what we're doing to protect people's vote. And then last but not least, opportunities to be involved with the election process. So our workshops, we have one in each of our 9 cities. We're right now in Turlock at the library. The presentation has started at 6 o'clock, and as soon as I'm done here, I'll jump out and do my portion. But we're coming to all the cities. We'll be in Newman on the 18th. We have opportunity for either in person with social distancing, or we also provide a Zoom link if that is more to liking. Of course, with coronavirus, we have several people wanting to join by Zoom. You do not have to come to the city you live in. You can come to any of the presentations that fit your schedule, or join by Zoom any of the presentations that fit your schedule. So there's a schedule, and I'm pretty sure your city clerk either has a flyer or we can get flyers to them also. And then I talked about we're always looking for people to become part of our team. It's a part-time seasonal position, pays $16.62 an hour. We have part-time people that are out at our vote centers. They need to use a laptop computer, have customer service skills. They assist the voters out there at the vote centers and in our office. And then we also still do volunteers, $95 a day. They're greeters. They help set up equipment. They assist with our accessibility equipment, help the flow of traffic on election day, and then curbside voting, where we have our curbside drop-offs. They are the people out there assisting with that. And it used to say questions, but there you go.
Outstanding. Well, thank you very much. Are there any questions? All right. Thank you, Donna. Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for having me. And if you have any other questions, you can contact our office. And if you know of anybody who you'd like to invite to the workshop, please do.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Item number 7, items from the public, non-agenda items.
Sorry, Mayor, I was trying to see if I
Yeah.
need to help
No.
Donna remove the screen. Any members of the public wishing to provide public comment at this time can do so by pressing the raised hand button under the participant tab. *9 if you're calling in by phone, or alternatively, you can send the host a message in the chat channel and we will read your comment into the record. So I'll just give individuals an opportunity to raise their hand, and I'll go through the list. And at this time, I do not see any hands raised.
Thank you. Item number 8, consent calendar. A, waive all readings of ordinance and resolution except by titles. B, approval of warrants. C, approval of minutes of the December 14th, 2021 and December 21st, 2021 meetings. D, adopt resolution 2022 approving the local transportation fund claim for fiscal year 2021-22, other purposes, and authorize the finance director to execute the claim on behalf of the city of Newman. E, adopt resolution 2022, next number, a resolution accepting the capital facilities fees annual report. F, adopt resolution 2022, next number, a resolution of the city of Newman approving the application for California Department of Parks and Recreation, Rural Recreation, and Tourism Program grant funds for the Newman Nature Park and authorize the city manager to execute all documents. And G, adopt resolution 2022, next number, resolution of the city council of the city of Newman making findings in accordance with AB 361 and government code section 54953 apparent E, authorizing remote teleconference meetings for legislative bodies of the Newman City Council.
I'd move to approve the consent calendar.
We got first, do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I assume that's Nick. Is that correct, Michael? Could you confirm? You're on
We
mute,
can't hear you, Mike.
You're on mute, Michael.
Oh,
Yeah, I do not recognize the number.
Okay, so motion carries 4 with 1 absent. Item number 9, public hearings. There are none tonight. Item 10, regular business. There's none tonight. Item number 11, items from District 5, Stanislaus County Supervisor. Welcome, County Supervisor. Good evening.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I hope everyone is having a great 2022 so far. Hope your families are safe and healthy. And everybody had a great holiday season. As Councilmember Ball pointed out earlier, we do have a Westside Healthcare Task Force meeting this Thursday at 3:30. Glad that he is able to be in attendance. And outside of that, and kind of on a more broad issue, as a lot of you know, one of my priorities, probably my number one priority, is trying to get more accessibility for healthcare on the West Side specifically, whether that is a full-blown built-out hospital or a after-hours urgent care, but something that is after hours and something that has services on the weekend. I have had some positive conversations with different providers, whether it be from Kaiser to Sutter. And we do have a site tour coming up in February. I would love it if a representative from the city of Newman is at that site tour. It will be taking place in Patterson. And I know that, it probably will ultimately be in Patterson when we get a facility like this, but as you guys all know, this benefits Newman and Crow's Landing, Wesley and Grayson just the same as it would the city of Patterson directly. So I would probably leave it up to the mayor on who he would like to designate, or if he would like to come himself. My field representative, Russell, will send out the information for the site tour that will be taking place with a provider, a healthcare provider, in February. We will also have representatives from Senator Anna Cabriero's office there, as well as Congressman Josh Harder's office there, county staff, and of course, city officials from the city of Patterson. So that's essentially my report tonight, but I'm more than happy to answer any questions to the best of my ability.
Have Russell get that information out to us and we'll get it figured out. We'll probably get somebody out there.
You got it, Mr. Mayor.
Any questions for Supervisor Condit?
Hey, he looks so young this evening, like he's about a teenager or something, man.
I'm aging backwards.
Thank you, Supervisor.
Thank you.
Item 12, items from the city manager and staff. Michael?
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I just wanted to follow up on an email I sent out. So City Hall is currently closed probably until next week due to some COVID protocol issues that we're having here. So as you know, Omicron is really kind of going around our county, highly infectious. But the good thing is it doesn't seem to be hitting people too hard. So, but with that being said, we're trying to comply with OSHA and some other standards there, and that required us to go ahead and set a few people home for a few days. So we'll keep you updated. We anticipate probably middle of next week we should be able to open back up. As you know, the state did continue the current masking requirement that was extended from January 15th to February 15th for all indoor masking. So just an update on that as well. I want to thank the council tonight. As you know, we didn't get our $4 million grant to do our nature park, but tonight we want to thank you just for going ahead and allowing us to apply ultimately for about a $2.8 million grant, the trails grant, and we may have to try to piecemeal that nature park together. But this grant came through, and we're putting together something pretty quickly, and that'll be submitted next week with the hope of finding out in late spring, early summer if we get that. So City Hall will be closed on Monday in observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Another thing that we're currently working on is AB 1363. That would be a yard waste can, yard waste and food waste can. So we're still trying to target an April rollout for that. That would correspond with the conclusion of our curbside yard waste pickup. And so that's what we're shooting for at this point in time for that. And then just lastly, our thoughts and prayers go out to Deputy Fulmer and the young father that passed away. And, this is all could have been avoided if we didn't have people trying to, break free away from our police officers. You know what I mean? Some people made some bad decisions, and then the ramifications were we had this young father pass away, and now we have a deputy in surgery, and so all that could have been avoided if they would have just followed directions. So, but our thoughts and prayers are with both the family and the Deputy Fulmer. So on that side, our officer has a little bit of a shoulder injury, but he's back. I think he's on light duty right now. So. But he's good to go. So I can answer any questions the council may have.
Any questions?
I don't have any questions. I just want to thank Michael so much for the test packages that you guys were sending out. And that really works for the city of Newman. That keeps us, on top of things. And the situation with the police officers so happened that I ran into the chief that particular day, and he explained to me what was going on, and I told him I just keep everybody in prayer, and that and this new year is going to be a blessing for the city of Newman. I know that now, and basically I just thank the services that we have here, the men and women that are serving the city. And thank you, Mike.
Thank you, and thank you for that update, Michael. Allie, good evening.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. Just catching up with you guys. We are starting basketball this weekend. COVID's made it a little bit difficult here and there, but we're going to start the season this coming up Saturday, and it will be a 7-week long season. So we should end up finishing up at the end of February. Other than that, we're also getting the community events together for the following year. So hopefully next meeting I can have an update list of the upcoming community events for the year.
Okay, thank you, Allie. Any
You're
questions, Allie? Thank you. Lieutenant Short, good evening.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. The city manager touched on the one incident we had over the weekend, and I have nothing else to publicly share, but I can answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions for Lieutenant? Thank you, Lieutenant. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Lou, good evening.
Good evening. The staff has completed the annual street report and filed that with the state controller's office, and we're on schedule to complete our annual financial transactions report, which is our main financial report that we report to the state every year. We'll have that completed by the end of the month and submitted. Be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions for Lou? Thank you, sir. Catherine, good evening.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I just wanted to thank you, along with Michael, for letting us continue to apply for these grants, and we are going to get that park funded. Say a prayer for that one.
Yes.
And then, secondly, we've got an agreement with a localish bird abatement company that's going to start humanely trapping the pigeons, and so we should be getting a handle on that. And then I just want to thank the fire department because they've been trying to keep it a little cleaner out there with their big water trucks. We are going to open bids tomorrow on the Highway 33 Inyo project. That project's been in the works for 10 years. And so this is a big milestone for that intersection. It'll be widening and putting in some infrastructure for a future signal. And so that project will go easier when we get to that point where we're going to put the signal. We'll be going out to bid soon on the Kern Street rehabilitation, which is the SB1 project. We just are wrapping up the sidewalk project. It looks pretty good. We're just trying to fill in all the gaps of sidewalk around town. That's all I've got. The guys are working hard. They're going to start taking down all the Christmas decorations. And so you'll see those come down slowly.
I'm bummed about that. It looks so nice downtown. Thank you.
So we should decorate the tree just for every season. We could do Valentine's Day. Public Works will kill me.
Any questions for Catherine?
Yeah, I have a quick question
Sure.
for Catherine. What type of impact is that going to have for the stoplight for the businesses in that section area?
So the stoplight hasn't been approved yet for Highway 33 Inyo. So what's going to happen right now is we're going to widen that a little bit so trucks can make a better turn. I don't know if you remember a year or so ago, we had that truck go through the fence and take out part of the lumber yard. And so I don't think we only had to get like 2 foot of right of way. So it's going to kind of stay the same, but it will have sidewalk going across the storage area. The biggest thing that it's going to do is make that intersection a lot safer when we do get to the signalization, because it is a really dangerous intersection to try to pull out in front of traffic that's coming in pretty fast. People don't slow down like they should. And so when we get to the signal, that'll be even better. And I don't think it'll have a negative impact on the businesses. I think it'll actually help them.
Agreed.
I was just thinking about the construction part of it, will it have any, traffic impact in terms of them being able to get in and out of their businesses?
They should still be able to get out of their, in and out of their businesses. We'll make sure we accommodate that. We're not going too far down Inyo on either side or too far, we're not going to make it all the way to the Yancey entrance or all the way to the AutoZone entrance. And so and then the highway will have continuous pass through. So they'll have some one-way traffic during certain times of construction. There'll be an approved Caltrans traffic control plan. That will include a pedestrian plan to make sure people can still walk across there safely. And at the end of it, there'll actually be a crosswalk there. And so that'll be helpful.
Yeah. Thank you, Kat.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for Catherine? Thank you, Catherine. Chief Bowen?
You're welcome.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Just a few things. I just want to remind the community, we do have a no burn ordinance. I know as the weather gets colder, people like to do burn pits. They can do cooking fires. This requires there be a grill and some kind of lid. They can't be burning leaves or any kind of other foliage like that. So if they're out there cooking hot dogs on a barbecue or whatever, it doesn't pertain, but just outright open burning is an ordinance in town, and it is for the county too as well. So and then I just want to remind everyone this week it calls for heavy fog in the morning, so just drive safely. I can answer any questions anyone has.
Questions for Chief? Thank you, Chief. Councilman Ball?
Okay, so the meeting I am not available for is January 20th, 1:30 to 3:30, the operational area council and disaster meeting. I don't know who my cohort is for those meetings, but if anybody's interested, it's from 1:30 to 3:30. I'll be teaching that afternoon. So Chief Bowen, I think you'll be probably attending that meeting, correct? But we do need a council member to attend.
Okay, I have it on my calendar.
Okay. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman McDonald?
Nothing this evening. Just want to stay safe. I'm just like Chief Bowman. That heavy fog out there, can be very dangerous. Just be safe and careful. Have a nice evening.
Councilman Pimentel?
What happened to our donut shop? It's been 3-4 days, they ain't been open.
They're probably sick too.
He says that he has no donuts. No. I'm all for, was it the 20th you said there, Scott?
Yeah, January 20th, 1:30 to 3:30.
And where do I have to be?
I can send you the email and get
All
you.
right, yeah, you know what?
It's a
I could do that.
Thank you,
I
John.
can do that.
It's a virtual meeting. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Okay.
Thank you, John. Is Pro Tem Candia on?
I don't see him.
Okay. And so with that, I have nothing tonight. I'll be out of town in Florida for the next week, and then I'll be back on Monday. So drive safe, be safe, stay healthy. The COVID's moving around quickly, but luckily it doesn't seem to be as bad as previous strains. So item 14, adjourn the closed session. A, conference with legal counsel existing litigation pursuant to paragraph apparent 1 subdivision apparent D of section 54956.9 of California Government Code and RE National Prescription Opiate Legislation or Litigation, U.S. District Court, Northern District of Ohio, case number 1, apparent 17 MD-2804. With that, we'll go to closed session. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.